So now I'm working as a mental or a coordinator for a psychiatric mental health coordinator for a community health outpatient program. And it's been one of the best decisions for me. I really love it. And I'm really excited to kind of go into this field. So, as far as the assignment for our personal philosophies around healthcare and nursing, I'll start with nursing, my philosophies around nursing. Nursing to me is equally an art as it is a science. They both influence my philosophies around nursing. But I will say that they don't always 50, they're not 50-50 all the time, and they definitely have changed throughout my practice. I would say when I was first a nurse, and I was a lot more about the art of nursing, and it's kind of, I had a passion for it. It's what got me into the field in the first place. Um, and now that I've kind of grown professionally and personally, I've just kind of noticed there's this innate ability, for me to translate ambiguous situations that occur in nursing into more quantitative, scientific practices. So there's that. I think that, our philosophies on anything are based on our own epistemological ideals. So basically, that means to me our beliefs about what a discipline warrants or approves as knowledge. And perhaps more importantly, the implications or methods to build on that knowledge base. Because nursing to me is a science that's continuously evolving. So there are several philosophical views that have influenced my frameworks around nursing and healthcare. Roy Bhaskaar's critical realism. That tenet influences my views a lot. I think critical realism allows for the possibility that explanations are not always universal, and they're not always observational either. So it's realism without being critical of another person's worldviews. I think that's really important in nursing. And to me, critical realism is about relativity while, incorporating standard empirical views, which is really important to me because I think that sometimes, um, you know, to accept other people's views, we kind of sometimes feel that we have to have less of a real stance on what our views are. And so this tenet really allows for, empirical views, but with relativity. So, um, critical realism is one. Intermodernism is another tenet that influences my philosophical views. Intermodernism is also known as postmodernism or neomodernism, and it's a philosophical movement of science reaching towards, it's continually reaching towards new empiricisms, new knowledge bases. So, in healthcare or nursing, this tenet can translate to political philosophy. It uses democratic ideals to address issues that we encounter in nursing and in healthcare. So, what I love most about intermodernism is its value and the wisdom of gray. To me, there is no way to fully value and respect diversity without honoring the wisdom of, I guess, the middle way. That's what intermodernism calls it, the middle way. The way intermodernism and the middle way quantitatively objectifies the middle way is by incorporating and valuing basically all disciplines. So this includes, sorry, the lighting kind of gets weird. This includes biology, economics, fine arts, literature, psychology, health promotion, physical therapy. So all forms of art and sciences to holistically care for someone. Um, you know, what each person needs is not always the same, and we're not just one thing. We're a collective ideals of our family, our beliefs, our religious, our economical, our social, and so we really have to incorporate all of our sciences to holistically be able to care for someone. So intermodernism is a philosophy that helps me realize that nursing is a science that brings physical and metaphysical together. The intermodernism perspective of nursing defines nursing ontology as inherent processes of well being within and among human systems. So I would say those two tenets of philosophy combined with Dorothy's Orem self-care deficit theory collectively influence my personal nursing philosophy. Nursing is an evolutionary interactive process with two major concepts, and those are Nurses should facilitate and promote holistic well being, but also patients who are capable individuals should engage their own concepts of knowing to promote their own well being. Nursing really is a two-way interactive process. So, lastly, my philosophy of healthcare are influenced by those tenets. So, critical realism, the philosophy of science, and Orem self-care theory. So, healthcare is really an entity run by humans. It's an entity that affects every human. It's not necessarily a subjective thought process, but a tangible thing. So, healthcare to me is a business, um, for lack of a better word, maybe. And it's influenced by so many things, healthcare philosophies, and all the participating stakeholders. So, we live in a pretty complex world, and healthcare now is affected by endless interdependent factors. Patients and providers, they all come with their own cultural backgrounds, their own foundations. Legislation affects it. There's now culture of safety and best practice, and those all combine to, create healthcare. So, healthcare, one more thing, healthcare is affected by national budgets and global health communities. I mean, it's so interdependent. So to me, the philosophy of interdependence of healthcare is important. Um, so long healthcare has been run in a very hierarchical, industrial, revolutionary manner. And I think by the 21st century, we're just starting to realize the importance of incorporating quantum theories and change initiatives. And I think that's really important. I do believe healthcare is a basic human right, but I actually am acutely aware that the business aspect of healthcare is not free. And so healthcare really requires, a humanitarian approach and a fiscally conservative ideals. I hope that kind of answers, the questions of what my philosophies are around nursing and healthcare. I really enjoyed looking at everyone's videos and look forward to meeting everyone when we all come up to Spokane.